Oh my goodness, I needed this Mi Querida Black from Steve Saka, Dunbarton Tobacco and Trust. I have been jet setting this 4th of July. Had a great time. I hope you had a great time. I've got all 10 fingers left, so that means I didn't blow anything off with pyrotechnicals. I hope you can say the same thing. But me and the First Lady had a lot of fun this 4th of July. Now, this is not just going to be a story telling you about our 4th of July endeavors and journeys, but I will talk about that. But there's also a little bit of something that on the flight back I got to really think about, and I thought there might be some value in this for somebody. So just work with me a little bit. Let me tell a little bit of stories, and then we'll get into some meat and taters. Right? By the way, when I was sitting on that plane on the way back, it was about empty. I had all three seats to myself. I could finally fit. First lady had all three seats to herself. First class, hillbilly style, right? I mean, it was nice. It was nice. And so I got to sit back there and I got to think a little bit and marinate on my time up in the New England states, right? That's where we went. Flew into New Hampshire, went into Vermont, went up to Maine, even went to Canada. That's right. I classify us as international travelers now. Got stickers on my suitcase to prove it. Went through customs. Everything went fine. Went to Canada and got some poutine. Oh my goodness. See, that's just poor man, working man food. That poutine is so good, just like roast beef and or pot roast and mashed taters or shepherd's pie. You get the heavier, fuller, substantial meals, chicken soup that doesn't cost a lot and stuff. It just helps keep you going, and it's just that hard working, satiating, feeling good kind of meal, and I loved it. Now the waiter that we had spoke half French, half Canadian. There was some English in there mixed in there. He was talking about his bed. They share a lot more than waitresses and waiters down here. But the first lady's got a kind heart, and I wasn't running out of time, so she talked with him about his bed delivery fiascos. But the poutine was amazing. Wanted to go to La Casa del Habano, Canada. Go to the Cuban store. I really wanted to go in there. Took forever to find it. We finally found it. It's closed. Not just closed for the day. It's gone. Moved out. Closed. My hopes were dashed. Because I wanted to go in there. I was thinking about buying a Cuban cigar. I was. Then I found this cigar place. Right on Main Strip. By the way, Montreal is a mess. They call it cosmopolitan. I call it cosmometropolitan. It's just a hot mess. Crowded everywhere. They take and put pallets. They make pallet areas in the middle of the road where you come out of your restaurant and you're sitting in this little cage where cars are supposed to be. And it's crazy. But I digress. Went into this cigar shop. Amazing cigar shop. Had all the goods. SC DuPont, everything. Calibri, Zycar. Had ashtrays that were amazing. Had humidors that were amazing. Had Swarovski crystal. Had Lamp Berger. You don't know Lamp Berger. You ought to know Lamp Berger. Make the house smell good. Lamp Berger. I mean, it just, and then it had a bunch of different jewelry I didn't know. Had watches I didn't know and languages I didn't understand. Then I went into the cigar area. Now I don't have any pictures. Went in the cigar area and there's big pictures that say don't take pictures. And the first thing that shocks me is every cigar band is covered in a green overband, nasty olive drab, army green with just regular script on it. And it says the name of the cigar. All the bands are covered, every last bit. Putrid. That was bad enough. But I could see because somebody had pulled a couple of those green bands, so you could see some of the cigars behind them. And they had a lot of new American, new world cigars, right? Drew Estate was represented. Fuente was represented. Oliva was represented. Aganorsa was represented. Roma was represented. My Father's was represented. I say Drew Estate. Drew Estate was represented. Bunch of companies. Bunch. That humidor was like cabinets, but the humidor was probably held 400 facings. And then there was probably 75 facings of Cubans, which I was really excited about. But here's the second thing that shocked me. First was the green bands. Second was they got to be out of their dang mind. Cuban Biheke, the fancy one, $450 a stick. $450 a stick. And I said, well, that's the super duper Rolls Royce of Cuban cigars. That's the one everybody wants. Okay. Let's find something that is Rolls Royce adjacent. Let's get out of the Cohiba line. Let's go with Monte Cristo #2, James Bond cigar. Fantastic cigar. One of my favorite Cuban cigars, based on the memory, but $175. And I'm like, what? That's a box of cigars for one cigar. So then I'm like, all right, let me find any Cuban cigar that is at least that big. And don't give me because they had some of these little bitty poodly pots. You didn't even get to taste it before you're done smoking it, right? No. You smoked a Cuban, but you really didn't, did you? So let's get a Cuban, let's smoke a Cuban, let's take a half an hour and enjoy our time. Even the no-name, non-recognized Cubans, $50-$60 a stick. You got to be out of your mind. I'd pay $50-$60 a stick for a Cohiba Biheke, or even just a Cohiba. I would, because, I mean, come on. I'd do it. I would. But, no, some no-name brand I take pictures of, because I'm going to take pictures. I'm going to take more pictures than I'm going to smoke it. I'm going to take pictures of it so everybody can see, look how fancy I am, because I got to smoke this. No. Right? No, I wouldn't do that, but maybe a little bit. But, see, I hold up a cigar and you're like, I don't know what that is. That's where's the zing in that? I mean, Cuban's all right, but Cuban is not the first cigar I would grab. It's too light for me. So I'm not smoking it for the great pleasure that I want out of it. I'm doing it for the experience of smoking a Cuban and being able to share that blah, 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 blah. And so if I do it with a no-name Cuban or a Cuban nobody knows, then there is no blah, 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 blah. And I said, well, all right. I didn't find any Dunbarton, but I found a section of Drew Estate. Everything's under lock and key. I'm looking through the Drew Estate area. I'm going to get something to bring it back. Show the band. Show you what the FDA was wanting to happen 6, 7, 8 years ago. That's what they wanted. They wanted no bands, no boxes. They wanted this. So I was going to show you. I was going to buy one. I knew it was going to be a little bit more expensive. But I'm not really worried about smoking the cigar because I've got Drew Estate cigars. And so I just want to go cheap because I'm cheap. and I found a factory smoke Maduro. Find them around here. The smaller one, decent size, smaller one, $1.50, $2. Get them online if you wait for a sale. You can buy a bundle, get them for buck a piece, sub buck a piece. $15 for one. $15 for one. Don't even get me started on the rest of the stuff. 60, 70, 80 bucks. No, I ain't buy it. I said, well, I can tell it cheaper than I can show it. And I'll just tell it, because no. So that was Canada. Be glad you're an American. Be happy. And I didn't see any Dunbarton. Nah. So we went lighthouse hunting in Maine. It was really neat. Here's where a good story. Here's where it ties up. Here's what meets the title. So, First Lady wanted to go look at lighthouses. I said, okay, let's go look at lighthouses. So we talked to some people, and they said, you can go look at these, you can go look at these, and go look at this one. I said, okay. So we go there to look at that one, and come to find out there's no parking. None. Towaway zone. And it is at a working dock. You can see the lighthouse off a little ways. It looks like it's over some hills and some bushes and stuff like that. It's going to be a haul to park there, but that's the only parking. So I don't want to get towed. So I told Sarah, I said, stay with the car. I'll be right back. I'm not smart, but I'm street smart. There was a restaurant there, nice fancy restaurant. It was closed. It was the middle of the day. And there was a food truck that was just selling waters and snacks and stuff like that, and little fizzy drinks. I had me a Topo Chico blueberry. Interesting. But I walked up there and I said, hey, excuse me, can I get one of those? If you're going to ask for things, if you're going to ask for directions or permission, always buy something first. Always ask to buy something. Don't pay for it till you get your answers. Okay? It's a tip. So I went up and I said, can I get one of those? And I asked the lady, I said, where can I park? She goes, I'm not sure. I said, how do I get out to the lighthouse? Is there a different spot to go to the lighthouse? And she says, I'm not sure. And I'm sitting there going, man, I just waste $5 on a blueberry Topo Chico. She goes, let me get my manager. I'll be right back. She goes in. This guy comes out slick. He comes out and he goes, hey, how you doing? And he goes to ring it up. And I said, so how do you get out to the lighthouse? And he goes, with a boat. I said, no, I just want to walk out and see the lighthouse. I said, you can't do that here. There's no way to get to it. It's on an island. Okay. If I've got pictures of it, which I think I do, here's some pictures while I'm talking. So I told the guy, I said, hey, so tell me, we want to go see the lighthouse, at least see at the lighthouse and near the lighthouse. I'm taking some pictures. My wife wants to see lighthouses. Everything is no parking. I'm parked over there by them bushes. I don't want to get towed. He leaned out. He looked at my car. He goes, don't worry about it. You're fine. I said, thanks, boss. And so then I paid $5 for a blueberry fizzy water. I like Topo Chico. I didn't like that at all. It was just tinny. Funky. It's like licking a tuna can. It was disgusting. Anyway, so we went and we looked at the lighthouse. We kind of walked through this I found a hidden trail. We found a bench way out a little ways away. And so we really got to get a good view. And of course, First Lady's going to FaceTime. our daughter and FaceTime Chief and FaceTime everybody else to show them the experience. She's just wonderful like that. She is. Actually, she is. And so we got done with that, and she goes, I want to go over there where the working people are because it looks like they have a restaurant, a little shack on the water. I'm like, babe, that's where people work. She goes, I'm going anyway. And I'm like, okay. So we go over there, and it's an honest to God chowder house. That's what they call them. Chowder huts, chowder house, clam house. And it's right on the water, and they're getting the stuff from the guys off the boats. I mean, they're bringing the lobster boats in, the clam boats in, or whatever, shrimp boats in. I don't know what it is. The boats with all the baskets on them with all the wriggly things from the ocean. So they're literally bringing them to them. There was a big old pile of lobsters sitting right there in water, bubbly water, with a scale over the top. Fryers are right behind it, and steam pots are right behind it. And you go up and you order a lobster, which I thought was cheaper up there, but it's not. It's like $30 for a lobster. I thought it was going to be like $10 because they were just all over the place, but I'm cheap. So we watched them cook the lobsters and this and that, and I wanted a bowl of clam chowder. I wanted chowder. Chowder. And so Sarah, she got crab cakes with French fries, and I got chowder, big bowl of chowder. So good. So this is where I come into the title of the thing. Be yourself. I don't know exactly what title is, but something like this. Be yourself wherever you are. Okay? Don't be afraid to do what nobody else does because that's what you just want to do no matter where you are. Number one, if you're in Maine, if you're me, you're probably never going back. And so those people are never going to see you. And I didn't see anybody smoking cigars, so I don't think they're going to be on this channel. So I really got a low risk of dealing with any embarrassment. So we were sitting there. Sarah was going to get napkins. They brought us our food. I got my bowl of chowder in front of me with a little square, a little six-sided crackers. Oh, I love them crackers. Oyster crackers, I guess. And I was going to drop some of them in there. And Sarah's food came in the French fries. The French fries were double fried. I think I showed pictures of it. Double fried. And so I grabbed a couple because they was good. And as I grabbed a couple, I had an epiphany. Epiphany. That's right. Didn't smell bad. It was an epiphany. Working up here, not down there. I took a French fry. I dipped it in the chowder. And I put it in my mouth. And I said, oh. But my thinker got to thinking. That little squirrel was running. It said, no, you're not getting enough. You need to make a French fry spoon. And so I real quick extrapolated the best ways to make a French fry spoon with the tools I had at hand. So I got a longer French fry and I folded that heifer in half. Oh! Dipped that thing in there, got a big old slather into that chowder, put it in my mouth. Oh my gosh. Let me tell you, them people about the Mason-Dixon line, I told them about it, and they watched the video I posted about it, which is right here. All right, I am in we are at a pier. You don't get no more New England than this, and we got some chowder at the Chowder House, but I gotta tell you, this clam chowder bang, look at it. Oh, it's so good. But you see that French fry in there? What you do, I just tried it just now accidentally. You fold your French fry in half. You get a little gap. You dip a little chowder. Oh, that's the stuff right there, boy. And they said, I never thought of that. We had a whole conversation about it. They were like, no, that sounds good. See, South Carolina. See, if I wasn't just being goofy me, I would not have made the next culinary amazing experience. So Sarah came over and I said, stop what you're doing. You do this exactly the way I tell you. She's okay. I said, you take a French fry. Get that French fry right there, that long French fry. She's okay. I said, now fold it in half evenly. She said, okay. I said, now take and pretend like it's a shovel, dip it in the chowder, get you some chowder niblet pieces, and taste it. She said, okay. Luckily, we've been getting along real well, so she actually didn't say, well, why you want to do that? She just did it. Because sometimes I come up with some goofy stuff. That's how we ate almost all of our French fries that day. And then we had the crab cakes. So I started dipping crab cakes in the chowder. Chowder is better than gravy. Yeah. Man, this is good. So here's what I'm saying. If I would have done like everybody else, because everybody had spoons, I would have done like everybody else, we wouldn't have had that culinary experience. So no matter where you are, no matter what you do, be you. Because you, I've said it before, are awesome. You make the world a better place. I make chowder great again. That was funny. And by the way, I'm going to tick some people off, especially those above the Mason-Dixon line. Lobster rolls suck. They do. It's chunks of lobster and a hot dog bun with butter. Now, and it's hot. And there's another one where it supposedly is cold, like a tuna salad. I didn't have any of those. But you get a lobster roll. I thought it was like street food. It's not street food because there ain't no street except maybe Wall Street or Beverly Hills that you're going to pay $25, $28 for something that fits in a hot dog bun. Caviar, you kidding me? Let me try that again. Caviar, you kidding me? That's better. So, I know. So we did that. We did a bunch of other things. Went and hung out with some friends that we got up there. And we watched fireworks in our yard. And it was the best fireworks show ever. They went and bought their fireworks from the local fireworks stand. Had the chairs around, smoking cigars, hanging out. And there was a young man who's been doing this for his family since he was like 8. And he narrates and he reads the names off all of the fireworks. And he tells stories. And he's the best color commentator I've ever seen in my life. I really, really enjoyed it. I had such a hoot, such a great time. The first lady had such a hoot, such a great time. And then we came back, we flew back, and we had 3 seats on each of us. We were like kings. So, I want to tell you about Cuba, or Canada. Nah, bro. And I'll take the comments that you will send that says, well, you just weren't in the right place, or you should have went to this place, you should have went to that place. I agree. Expecting Miami, Florida to be the experience of every spot in the United States is not fair. We were in a very small area for 6 hours in Montreal, and I can't say that that's all of Canada, but them Cuban cigars, that's ridiculous. Poutine is fabulous. And this Mi Querida Black, outstanding. So, be who you are. Whether you're here at home, whether you're out abroad, or whether you're in between, the best time you can be you is right now and right now. And right now. Why? Because you're amazing. You make a difference in the world. So, thank you for listening to this. This is not the regular deal, but I just thought I'd share. Had a great time. Really, really did. All right, I'll talk to y'all later. I love you. I really do. Hope you had a good 4th. Hope you got all 10 fingers. I do. And 10 toes. 2 eyes and a nose. And the cops didn't get called. All right, later, Tater.